2 years ago, Cleve Williams was left one of about 50 of a day labor hall workers at a recycling plant that paid much less than what was required by the city's living wage ordinance. About 1.5 years ago, early in a campaign for a living wage, a co-worker told Cleve about the Cincinnati Interfaith Workers Center. Since then, as a volunteer organizer, Cleve talked with his co-workers and convinced them to attend meetings. He organized them. He assured them that day laborers were equal partners with the Worker Center, unions, and environmental groups working on this campaign. As a sorter at the recycling plant, Cleve spotted a copy of the city's living wage ordinance coming down the line. He was able to retrieve it and presented it to the Worker Center, thus appropriately reusing a recycled document. Please welcome Cleve Williams.
Hello, my name is Cleve Williams. I'm a interfaith worker from Cincinnati, Ohio. In 2003, the city of Cincinnati passed a law that any city employees, anybody that received a contract from the city, would pay a living wage to all of its employees. They subcontracted. It was living wage required. I started working in Cincinnati at the end of 2006 at Rumpke. It's a recycle company. I worked there for $6.50 an hour. I paid $7 a day for transportation. I paid for my own equipment, which the city was supposed to have already paid the company for. I worked there for a while, and I ran into a co-worker, Fraser Kidd, and he would talk about interfaith and a living wage, and I'm thinking, oh, this guy is crazy. He's trying to make me lose my job. So I dealt with it for a while. I listened to him. I went to a couple of meetings. I really didn't get interested in it until one day. Well, my job was working as a sorter on the screener. That's when the garbage first comes in. You got to dig through this stuff, pull out cardboard, paper, and you do this for 12 hours a day, And I did it, and one day I just happened, I guess it was luck, to dig in this trash, and I saw a big black notebook that said living wage. So I pulled it out. I threw it to the side because you can't stop work to read a book. And so at the end of the day, I took it home, I read it, and I saw this living wage, and it explained who was to get a living wage, which it was supposed to be anybody that worked for this city that didn't receive medical benefits. So Scott Fraser kept bugging me about interfaith, so I got this book. I go down there, I meet Don Sherman, I think I met Brennan, George, and I show everybody this book, and everybody started laughing. They thought it was funny. And I said, well, we're supposed to be making, I think at that time it was $10.60 or $10.70. I'm making $6.50, so I got with them guys. We started organizing, passing out flyers. On the Reds opening day game, we would be out there passing out flowers, marching, and just protesting. And one day, Jeff Rumpke, the owner of Rumpke, he called us down because I was passing out flyers on the job too. I was mad by then. So he called us, all temporary employees, to his office, and he asked us, did we have a problem? So I spoke up and I said, we're supposed to be making minimum wage, but we pay $7 a day for transportation. We had to pay for our own personal equipment, which I've read this book already. Not by now, he don't know it. The city is paying for all of this stuff, and we buying it from you guys. So he said, okay, I'll look into that. All right. So he asked, was there any more issues? On the way out the door, I said, what about this living wage thing that we're supposed to be getting? He said, oh, forget that. And it'll never happen. That won't ever happen. So the next day, they cut our transportation fee in half. They stopped charging us for personal protective equipment. And I'm still thinking about this $10 and something. So we stayed passing out flyers and going to soup kitchens, passing out flyers and talking to people, recruiting people. Some of the people that work with me, we started getting more people to the Interfaith Worker Center. And to make a long story short, and June 1st, well, no, let me go back. We got with Don Sherman, Brandon, Sierra Club, the Blue Green Alliance, some of the city council workers. They talked. They said that the city contract needed to be rephrased. I think Brandon worked on that. We rephrased it. And this year, I can say, on June 1st of this year, Rumpke is now paying $10.90 an hour.